Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Guys, this is Muhammad Aminu Zaif, or commonly known as Sir Aminu Dabo, the founder of Council of African Students. So, normally today we are going to discuss about something very crucial. A lot of students have been reaching out asking me what's our scholarship program or application program all about. So, in other words, we cannot be attending to one and then the other. We want to summarize it all in a short documentary video. So, if you come across this video, pause a bit. This video is for you if you are a student. Thank you.
So about the scholarship program, how many years now?
Okay, so technically, we would say we started more than, should I even narrow it to Northern region? Let's say August will be 1 year.
Oh, okay, okay,
This year, August, would be exactly 1 year ever
1
since
year ever since. Okay,
I graced the Northern region of Ghana.
okay. Because we've been seeing some videos of you engaging students on about the scholarship application, and there is something many students out there like are ignorant or like they don't know about it. So what do you have to say to them about the application? Like like what it is
Okay,
about?
before I answer your question, I would also want to say most of we the student nowadays misuse the mobile
Okay,
devices because I believe with a YouTube or a good research online, they would
okay,
be able to find out what opportunities are wait for them after high school.
okay,
So normally what we do is that we walk in, fish out, or let me say scout out some of the brilliant but needy
students. Okay,
students and then expose you to some of these college application
okay,
processes because there are many opportunities and many monies invested in post high school.
okay.
So instead of some of them just going down the way of Legon, UDS, and something like that, they can also expand their reach and thinking.
Oh, so which means even in Ghana here, you still kind of have a way to outsource scholarships for students, even in Ghana here, even in units in Ghana here. Like,
Okay, the
okay,
universities in Ghana, I believe almost all of them have a scholarship
okay,
packages. But then those, when we say a scholarship, we mean a very good package.
okay.
The only example you look at KNUST, I think they have a relationship with the MasterCard Foundation,
Hmm.
which that as said, it's not even easy to kind of
Okay.
get it.
Yeah. Okay.
And then the only private university also, that's the Ashesi University. Over there, I think we have one student, Adama Baba, who is an old Tamaska in
Wow.
2023 batch.
Wow.
She's majoring computer science
Currently.
currently under
Okay.
MasterCard Foundation program.
Now that alone deserves a cheers for them because being able to source a scholarship for a student is something big because looking at like the education today, our parents tend to pay more for our education. So being able to have a scholarship for these students, I think it's something that we are grateful for.
Exactly.
So I think next our question will be uh, like how is the process?
Okay. Before I
No, no,
answer,
but even before then, like how many schools like have you been able to kind of like visit to kind of introduce them to the application?
okay, thank you for this your question. You know, oftentimes visiting a school and getting even approval to engage with students is a
Yeah,
different
yeah, it's
assignment
true, it's true, it's
altogether.
true. Even here in the northern
In
region,
not,
yeah,
I'm even narrowing it in northern region
yeah,
alone.
yeah,
Most of the time, you know, these scholarship processes, there are those running it. Sorry, this I don't want to mention anyone's business, but then there are those running it under a business mode. And
mm,
what I want students to understand is that it's not something that is assured or guaranteed.
okay,
Nobody, even a scholarship consult, they don't have a direct relationship, and no one can tell you, let's do this. The school give you a scholarship. No,
mm,
it's a competitive thing. You're not the
oh,
only one
okay,
applying.
okay,
Students across the world are all applying.
okay,
So for Northern region, for instance, I think Tamasco has been our very good home.
mashallah,
Tamasco, for that one, I will single it out because thanks to the school administrators and the assistant headmaster academics, we have a very good relationship.
okay.
And through that collaboration, that brought about we having two students from Tamasco who were able to finally secure a scholarship.
Wow, two
One,
students.
two, yes.
Wow, wow, wow.
One is Adam Ababa, completed 2023, currently in Ashesi reading computer science. And the other is the recent 2024 batch. In fact, this person is the president for the Old Tamascan Association.
The
He is
president,
the president
that
of the,
student.
yes,
Okay.
Old Tamascan Association. I wouldn't want to expose them because not all students are
Yeah, yeah,
familiar.
it's true,
But the president of the Old Tamascan Association 2024 batch, he also secured a scholarship to study computer science, I think, with leadership. at African Leadership Academy in South Africa.
Wow.
So he will be leaving in August.
In August.
So all these achievements, we didn't do it.
Okay.
But because of the collaboration we had with the school, it ensured that we're able to kind of achieve all these things together.
Okay.
But there is no way I can tell you that I did it. No. It's their good works, extracurricular activities, and those things. So it's competitive.
No, we'll still come to the requirements for
Okay.
the application process. Now, what do you have for students who have the intention, maybe like those who are about to kind of complete their senior education? What do you have for them to be able to apply for these applications? Because it's like you mentioned something like when you go to a school, you you scout out the brilliant ones because they tend to have good uh, results for the application. So what do you have for students out there? Maybe that may even motivate them to even learn more to secure this kind of scholarship.
So I want to say this. Thank you for your question. You know, these scholarship processes, every single school differ. There is a school that might award you a scholarship, not necessarily based on your academic performance, but then they will give it to you based on your extracurricular activities, your leadership involvement, your achievement, the clubs, the community organization. In fact, permit me to say, I can say for a fact that the guy I said who is going to South Africa for school, he secured admission largely because of his extracurricular activities and youth engagement and clubs and organizations. They are really, really impressed with that. So scholarship offer are dynamic. There is no one way for you to, you can be the smart student and apply and still not get it. Someone cannot be as smart as you are, but then has a lot of achievement in debate club, youth parliament or student parliament, the drama, the speech and prize and whatever. All those things, universities are now looking at it.
I think like unlike Ghana here, schools abroad, they look at the skills you have. Things you can contribute to that school for you to go to the next level.
For the future potential.
But I think for Ghana here, we are kind of
yes, we narrow it based on your WASI score.
Yeah.
So they want to see a level of interpersonal human skills, not just the books, not the memorization. So all those things factor. So for students out there, I would just encourage them. As far as they are on campus, they shouldn't just limit themselves within classroom alone. They should do everything possible to be engaging in student organizations, prefectorialships, and all those candidature, election, and stuff happening around the school.
So thanks again for that clarification. Now let's now go into a real deal. What are some of the requirements for a student to have to be able to kind of apply for these scholarships?
Okay. So thank you once again for your question. Regarding the requirement, when you look at it, most schools, as I said, they have their independent policies. But what matters most is what I'm going to narrow, or the basic things. One, we have the recommendation letter. You see, when your teacher recommends you to an institution, I happen to be a teacher of so and so in math. He has been a very good student. I witnessed his academic growth and leadership skills. And I think giving him that scholarship would not only pave the way for him to learn, but also bring a good name and growth to your school. You know, when a teacher recommends you, it's very good. Not just a letter. When the teacher puts on his heart to write good things of you to the school, it goes a long way. And then two, that's your transcript, your high school transcript. In Ghana, for us, I think we have 6 report cards. Combined is what we call transcript. Every year, 2 semester. Or in other words, they call it terminal report. Let me put it in that way. So when you combine all these 6 terminal reports, we call it the high school transcript. When you get it, because to them it shows much more growth. They believe in it much more than your WASI. To them, WASI is just a 1-month examination. They want to look at your conduct, habit, and academic growth through your high school transcript from year 1, year 2, year 3. Then they will be able to analyze when they admit you, you'll be able to also progress. So the transcript, and then we have the certificate or citations of your said extracurricular activities. As I said, you need to be a student who have a very enough and much extracurricular activities or outclass activities.
So for you, like that plays a vital role in your application process.
It's a very, very vital role, as you said, because you cannot just tell a school, example, I'm applying to Harvard University, and I will tell them I was the studies or student prefect of my school. I was also the president of my school's student parliament. I was also the assistant head boy. All these things I'm telling them. In application, you don't need to tell, you need to show.
Okay.
If I have served all these things as I claim, I need to present them citations and certificates
Okay.
for them to believe what I am saying, so that they will get to know that yes, my essay, my application is being genuine. Because at the end of the day, there are a lot of students who are presenting false identity and false documents. So this requirement, as I said, a recommendation letter, high school transcripts, and your extracurricular activities certificates. In other words, there are some schools who would even go to the extent of appreciating if you can even upload a picture or video of you during those activities. 1 minute video of you giving a speech,
Wow.
or you engage in a sanitation, a picture, it goes a long way. And then if you've ever served in any job while on campus or during vacation, you worked under a pharmacy or someone's store as a sales boy, or maybe you were a driver of anything like that, you should also get a citation. That all proves, arts growth. They are all part of the salad to make your bowl look more appetizing.
So, which means for these documents, they cut across all institutions,
All institutions.
but some may go beyond to ask for more.
Yes.
Okay. But I've not heard you mention your WASI results.
Okay, so like I
Or
said along the
certificates.
way, I said they don't give much, because I've seen students who secured admission into America even without a WASI certificate. That said, I'm not discouraging students to go out of their WASI. No, they need to sit for it. Just that admission counselors or admission officers, they scrutinize more on your high school transcript, because it speaks about your 2.5 years on campus, your conduct, your class attendance, your semester examination mark, than your WASI. The WASI only has your academic grade for 1 month. That's the final high school leaving examination. So it's needed. You need to add it. You would expect it as an evidence, but not as a source of determining whether they can award you or not. No. And then last but not the least, mostly these schools have their own personal examination, especially to the American schools. Even though it began as compulsory, now it's optional. That's the scholastic assessment test, or in other words, the scholarship aptitude test.
So, which means like when you get there, you have to go through some kind of
not when you get there, before you are to apply. Some would even require you write your SAT. It only comprises of English and then math. So some would, because when it began, 1975, I think thereabout, it was compulsory. Along the way, they started understanding that most students, their admission number is decreasing. They made a research and understood that most students either financially are not able to register for the SAT, or academically they don't pass the SAT, but in reality they are good. So they started turning it optional. Some schools started going optional. If you want to upload the SAT, fine. If you don't have it, they will look other areas of your material. The extracurricular, the WASI, the transcript, and so on.
You mentioned America. Is it only limited to America?
So for me, what I do, you see, there is a saying, limit yourself to what you know and where you know. To American institutions is what I technically know how they operate. But America is not the only country offering admission scholarships to high school graduates. Europe as well, Canada, all of them have their own. But in America, that's what we are experts in. That's why I limited. So we deal in America and to some little experts or limited expeditions, African universities. As I said, African Leadership Academy, African Leadership University, Rwanda, Ashesi University, and all those things. But along the way, let me also state it facts. I am not, or nobody, not even me myself, no scholarship consult is representing any school. The school are not aware of you.
They don't know anybody down here.
They don't know anybody.
Students for them.
No.
At the States.
They don't know. Unless maybe along the way, you, the student, update them through your application that you received an application assistance from this organization. They'll just know the name, but they didn't assign the organization to. And that's where most of our students get duped and kind of things.
But they pay huge amounts
of money. And no school even sends anybody to go around and represent them. No. They have their money, they have their package, they have their scholarship. You need to do your due diligence, go online on the internet, research, and find how to apply. So to some extent, we come in terms of essay review, material document preparations, and helping you articulate and write a very good essay. Maybe to stand a chance of. It's not like we are representing a school. Despite the fact that we've been able to have some successes, doesn't mean the school are aware of us or we are representing the school. No. You don't know us. They've never assigned us.
So can we see luck plays a high percentage role in you getting securing a scholarship for yourself. Luck, being lucky.
Okay, so as you said, life sometimes, in Africa, yeah, we believe in luck,
Yeah.
but it's a good question. Before I answer that, let me repeat this. Oftentimes, what we do in our application program, almost every student you meet on campus wants to either become a medical doctor or an engineer or a pilot,
Okay.
all the competitive profession. What we do is that to be able to boost chances of you getting,
Okay.
we don't advise and allow you to apply to competitive courses or programs.
Mm,
If you want to major in the engineering or become a medical doctor, that's the health area. Instead of
okay.
the medicine, we narrow you down to the public health or biomedical engineering.
Mm,
It's not that competitive because the goal of our application is to get you to the school first.
okay.
When you get there, changing a program is okay.
Okay.
So I won't talk basically about the luck, but I will talk about your due diligence,
Mm,
especially as our criteria demands. You want to become a medical doctor, that's fine.
okay.
But then we will not let you go and apply for medicine because you are from Ghana. And Ghana is not the only country applying. There are students from India, Russia, including the Americans.
Okay.
They are also applying to their school.
Okay.
Maybe they have exceptional qualities and achievements for that program than
Okay.
you.
Okay.
So we don't advise to leave a student to go that way for them.
Okay. So I know that maybe you may not want to kind of voice this out, but what's the amount students pay just to kind of go through your program, the scholarship program?
Okay, so let me begin again. Before I come to us, regarding these application programs, the school do not charge you a dime.
Okay.
No school
Mm,
ask you to pay for even one city. No school.
really?
No single American school.
Okay.
The only area they request for money is the application fee, just like any
Mm,
other school.
okay.
When you apply, an example, Legon, I think their forms is 200 cities or
Oh,
above.
okay.
So
Okay.
American schools equally have the application
Oh, okay.
fees.
Okay.
$80, 75, or 100 and
Really?
above. Yes,
Which means that's 1,000 cities plus
plus somehow
just for application form.
the application form or fee.
Okay.
But then because they also know that there are a lot of students across the globe applying, and some might not even come from a financial stable home. Even the application fee, there is a way for you to bypass it without paying.
Really?
Yes, when you write to the school, maybe my name is Muhammad Amin Hosseif. I'm coming from northern region of Ghana. Actually, the application fee might prevent a challenge or financial challenge for me to continue or submit my application. I write to request it to be waived. They will waiver it for you.
Wow.
Some schools would even go to the extent of sending you an application code. You will use it to get into their portal.
So which means many uh shops here who offer service of kind of like abroad applications, they go for these waivers, but still take the money from the
Yes,
applicants.
some I don't want
Yeah,
to mention
some
it, but
some.
the truth is that some experts will tell you that when you pay is good.
Mm,
But the reality is most scholarship consult. The number of schools you want to apply, maybe if you select 5, each maybe $80, 80 times 5, that's the amount you are giving them
okay.
to pay to the school. You haven't even arrived to their own personal service charges yet.
Okay.
The school is different from their personal charges. So some take this money, they don't even pay to the school. To be very honest, you don't know anything about it. All you know is that you are applying.
Okay.
That's all. But in reality, they never paid. They only come aside that money and charge you their service fee. Service fee, which is normal, any other people, because at the end of the day, this whole thing about application boils down to essay reviewer.
Okay.
You can't submit a school, your WASI 8 is or transcript good. In English, you scored A1. But then along your essay, you went writing to them that my classmate was older than me. That's a wrong English.
Okay.
Older than me. So your English A1, WASI A1. But in your essay, you are writing to them this poor English. An admission officer would even doubt. Then the transcript and WASI are not even genuine. Because look at your essay, look at the polish of your English or the stature of your grammar.
So do you help students in writing them, or you guys use AI?
Technically,
know that.
most students, now because of the AI, most students are using AI. But one thing I want to let students understand is
Okay.
these schools also have AI detector tools.
Mm,
When you submit an essay, they pick it, submit it to AI for fact checking. Where there is AI, it shows them. They know it's not duly your work.
but we have people who are also good like AI.
No.
Okay.
What I am saying, AI is a programmed sample.
Okay.
So when you write your essays, no matter if it's naturally or humanized,
They will know.
they will know it's from you.
Okay.
But if it's AI, they would know. AI is a programmed something. There is
Okay.
no way you can write an essay to match exactly as AI. You cannot do that. Your sentence and AI might crash, but not necessarily all the passage. You get it? So reviewing these essays and assisting students write these essays comes in a different factor. We encourage students. The reality is read a lot. The more you read, the more the words you have.
That's true.
When you write your essay, we review it. Avoid using AI. That's what we tell them. Because you use AI at your own detriment or expense.
So in a program, I think I was present at one of your scholarship programs with, I think, students of Ghana School. So you made mention of something like types of scholarship. Something
Yes.
like we have partial, we have full. Can you please like go through this kind of
Yeah, so as I said last time, partial scholarship normally covers some parts of your financial acumen to
as the name
proceed
implies,
needed,
partial,
which
just
is
some
partial.
parts. Okay.
It covers some part. It could cover maybe your tuition and books,
Mm,
but your medical and flight and food and meals, all those things is not covered. Some only cover your tuition.
okay.
Necessarily, that's partial. And then we have the full funding or full ride. So all these full funding or full ride covers virtually everything,
Everything. Okay.
which is competitive. It's not
Okay.
that common.
Okay.
And this full ride is awarded based on two things. It can be awarded to you based on your merit. Merit is something you've achieved academically, your class score, your achievement on campus. And then it can either be awarded on financial need blind or need based, which is you are coming from a struggling background. They cannot meet anything.
Okay.
So these full ride are awarded based on these two categories. But normally it's partial. But for the full ride, it's competitive. And it comes with these all materials I made mention.
Okay. Okay. I asked you a question, but I think you never answered our question
Okay, which is
regarding the amount, like the fee they pay for the service of the application.
okay,
You've
we
not
our
mentioned, yeah.
application. Okay, so we normally we charge, but we
Okay.
still treat it as to be free. What we charge is 300 cedis per student,
Okay.
but we don't even arrive at that. It's not the
Mm.
payment. We need to look at your report
Oh,
cards.
okay. Okay.
Are
Okay.
you a good student?
Okay.
Kind of.
Okay.
Does it show
Okay.
growth? Even though we are not guaranteeing you anything, but we want to
Mm.
also do a good work.
Yeah.
At the end
Yeah.
of the day, one way or the other, at least we know we've given a good fight.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean we are opening doors for everybody, and So
So I think you've kind of imparted much knowledge into us, and very grateful for that. So I think we'll find a day and kind of go live on maybe TikTok, maybe like any of our social media handles. Maybe people may have questions to ask. Maybe as we are live, we can be able to kind of like answer
I
their
understand.
questions. Yeah. So I think any last words before we
Okay,
kind
any
of
last words is that I encourage all our students, especially the WASI final year
okay.
student across Ghana. I have information is going to be hard, but I know they can pass it well. They should focus, and then along the way, they should be mindful of the courses and programs they are planning to read in university. Because not every program has a job for you in the market or in the industry.
Okay.
Most courses don't have any job for you. So be due diligent and read a relevant course instead of reading an elegant one. Wish them all the best.
Maybe like that quote again.
I
They should
said they should do their due diligence to read a relevant program, not an elegant
elegant
one.
one, mashallah.
Because there are some courses, example, a student will read it
Okay.
because the name sounds elegant, political science, sociology.
Okay.
And at the end of the day, no one has a work for you. So these courses are normally not for any student who wants to get a job after university.
Okay.
But if you are the son of maybe Dangote, Ibrahim Mahama, you can be reading them, packing all the degrees under your bed. After all, you have money going around your house.
So is it that some students secure jobs abroad after their schooling there?
Okay, you mean about this scholarship?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes. So what they do is that, it's a school awarding you their money, not your
Okay.
money. They awarded to you based on something they saw you can achieve. So the more you are there and you're not performing, when you are underperforming, one day you will come home for vacation, they will send you an email. Thank you, we cannot continue with you again. The scholarship has been scrapped. So only if you see a student able to graduate a university under a scholarship, meaning the student has been performing well. And every time you have internships, every semester you have chances, relationships across companies. By the time you finish, you might even prepare for your masters.
Okay.
Some schools can renew your scholarship by awarding you masters. So some actually happens to secure a job through the internships. From that job along the way, they are virtually becoming or in their way to becoming citizens and something.
Wow.
So most I know do not come back home. Most.
So is there a way to kind of like run away from the school, like without them noticing you? Maybe
There is no way
like
like that.
going to live your life, somewhere.
It's not easy, it's not common. You are in a country based on an F1 student visa.
Okay.
The visa comes in different types.
Yeah.
You came to America on a student visa, which is the F1. The purpose of that visa was 5 years. Your degree is 4 years.
Okay.
The embassy will give you 5 years. 1 year additional for maybe you kind of, anything can happen and
Flexing,
stuff.
okay.
So no matter where you go, the school has your data. You can't even go anywhere because when you need a job, you need to provide a permit, a document
But we have some, dark side hustles, in
that
the
side
States.
on campus they have jobs for you.
Oh, okay.
Some students go for on-campus works.
Okay.
You can work in the library, you can work at the washing bay, you can work in the cafeteria, there are many works on campus. If you want to work, they will give it to you.
Wow.
But there is nothing like an off-campus work when you are an undergrad, under the school, under the care of the school.
Okay.
Yes. So you are limited within the school.
Okay.
To some extent, when there is vacation, you don't want to go home. Maybe you have a family, you want to stay around, you need to notify the school. They will be checking on you once in a while.
Wow.
Yes.
Then I think we wish all the students the best, those who have the intention to kind of apply for these scholarships. So if any school is watching us and they want us to have a visit to their school to help their students through the process of applying for these scholarships, they should call you, right?
They should
So
reach out to Mufti
okay,
which
so that we'll see our way forward. We are located in Tamale here, but we can still kind of visit you anywhere you are in Ghana. So I think thanks for your time.
thank you too.
Yeah.